YouTube. Hello. It's me, Trackstar 3000, here on Summit Streams, and here we are again, back at Nurburgring. You already see the title. It's a podium race. But where on the podium will we land? That's the question. Hey, as we're watching, if you like the racing, like the commentary somehow, give me a like. If you really like it, give me a subscribe. If you like me, give me a subscribe. But anyway, we're back at Nurburgring. This was a fun race. I'm not gonna say it's like the best racing ever, but it was a fun race. Had a good qualifying. I only got to post one lap in qualifying, but it was good enough to start me in 5th. And hey, let's see how it shakes out from there. If we can get past the pre-race loading screen. As you just saw, maybe you didn't see, still rocking the same livery, black and gold. Lap 1, getting started like usual, with a bit of contact. Actually starting off with a small error for me, right there. And then the contact. Now, you see this yellow C7 in front of me, Shaybird. That's a rival right there. That is a rival if I ever see one. I think in a previous video I talked about this corner being tricky. That comes up again this race. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Here in this first lap, we've already made up one position. Good. In the pursuit of another, we almost got bumped off track. Trying to avoid that bump off track, I almost went off track. Didn't go off track. And gained a position on Shaybird, who did go off track. Such is racing. This turn right here, I think I have finally figured it out after finishing this race. But unfortunately, I did not figure it out before finishing the race. So we got some errors there. But looking at some of our key stats here, it's an 8-lap race. That is a medium length race. We're all gonna have to pit. Except, well, maybe we're not all gonna have to pit. I pitted. I went with medium tires to start. They're working for me pretty good here. I just passed Wafair 6032, and now I've just made my mistake in that corner. But I look, I feel like that was a great save. Great save. Hardly lost any time at all. But yes, looking back at some of these like key stats here, or key pieces of race info, We got 8 laps. I think in a previous video I've said that my strategy usually is to pit on the lap after halfway. Not so here. We have an even number of laps, so why would I not pit exactly at halfway? Why others did not do that, I'm not sure. But I'm not complaining. I did it. That last corner is so crucial. You can make up so well. There's a lot of ground that can be covered, or I guess gaps that can be closed right there. If your opponent doesn't take the perfect line and you take a slightly better line, you can get on the gas really early. And throughout this race, I was really trying to figure out how to do that. But here we are, going into the pits at the end of lap 4. Shaybird in the C7 doesn't pit. I was debating whether I needed to, whether I should do 5 laps on medium and then switch to softs for the last 3 laps. I might try that strategy later. But in my mind, why drive on degrading tires if I don't have to? If I did 5 laps on medium, my 5th lap would be on dying tires, and my 3rd lap on softs would be on dying tires. So I figured this was the best strategy. We shall see. Quickly gained a position back on Savage Keebler. Went off track doing so, but coming back on track, I still hold that position. Almost wiped out again on that turn, but saved it. This is the actual tricky corner. The braking point I've been choosing for that corner is like, I don't know, 110 at the hundreds, just before the 100 sign, so maybe 110, maybe 115. And the key there, as well as in this corner, is making sure that you can get in that little pocket there. Because if you do, you can actually accelerate out of the turn, maybe even into it on that last turn, on that last corner. But it's all very tricky. You gotta, and I find that if you are in someone's slipstream going into these turns, it totally changes your braking points. So I've been trying to figure those corners out. All right, flying past the pits here, we have moved back up into 5th place, just ahead of Shaybird, who passed me. They were the first to pass me when I pitted. Now coming up on 4th place here, Alibriel, if that's how you say that. I don't know, I just didn't like how they were driving. And it's a good thing I didn't like how they were driving, because my adjustment saved me from getting hit right there. And getting through that very narrow corner, or very narrow gap they left open. If you didn't notice, I skipped a couple laps, because they're not worth seeing. I was just in 2nd place the whole time. Nobody visible in front of me. But here we are going back into this tricky corner. Shaybird passes me up. But I closed the gap on the exit there. Kind of reopened the gap on that corner. And oh, YouTube, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And of course, you can see here I'm saying sorry to Shaybird. I didn't mean to do that. I basically was testing out the what I thought was one's ability to power through that turn. I'm not sure it would have been successful if Shaybird hadn't been there. I wouldn't call it successful with Shaybird there in the first place, but anyway, passing the pits on lap 7, we both move into podium positions with closest behind 3.5 seconds.
Total time penalty is about half a second.
But we both just went off the track. I'm the only one who got a half-second penalty there. That will be important later on. Little contact. Friendly contact. Perhaps getting me back for that last turn. I'm not sure. Not the last turn, but the last contact. Okay, so at this point, 4th place is 7 seconds behind. We are solidly in podium positions. And I mean, even if I went off track right here and just end up in the sand, I'm pretty sure we're both guaranteed podium at this point. We've both pitted already. It's a sure thing. So we're fighting for second, basically. And I don't know why I took that turn that way just now, but that was a painful mistake. That set Shaybird up to challenge me right here. You can't see them on screen, but they're basically right next to me. You can hear them.
Final lap. You got this.
So it's a fight from here to the end. Tried to pull a switcheroo. Didn't make it. But he backed off. They backed off. Not sure about. I shouldn't assume one's gender just because they're playing video games. Shaybird backed off. And I mean, 0.4 seconds is not a comfortable lead on anyone, but it's good enough for where we are on the lap. Widening it to 0.6. Now, god dang it. That turn. It's just, I find it really easy. I'm playing on controller, by the way. I feel like it wouldn't be as hard with an actual steering wheel. But I find that turn really easy to just get the turning wrong. There are a lot of turns where you can adjust your turn angle just with throttle or braking. I feel like it doesn't work on that turn. And so Shaybird, I see what you were trying there. It didn't work. sprint to the finish. One turn and then sprint to the finish. I have half a second worth of penalties and 0.4, 0.3, 0.4 seconds ahead. And not enough space to beat him out. So Shaybird beat me. They started in second, ended in second. I started in fifth, ended in third. I call that a win, or a favorable outcome. So hey, if you like the video, you want to see more Trackstar 3000 here on Summit Streams, like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, icon thing, and I'll see you next time. Choose happiness.